So today's video that I wanted to talk about was about your unique selling proposition. And I'm still kind of laughing because in the middle of the video, my doorbell rang and I went and get it. And I usually never answer the doorbell because it's somebody canvassing or somebody selling something. And I opened the door and standing there was somebody, and I looked at them and I thought, you look so familiar. And they were standing there with a big smile, and they had their hand on two boxes. And one thing I try to do, so side note, is whenever possible, whenever it aligns, is to order products from my clients, something. So it may not be something that I've done right away, but I will do. So buy a membership. I've even bought an EV bike, but I was going to buy it anyways, and I'm really glad that I bought it from them. This person standing there, I'm like, oh my gosh, I know who you are, and you have these boxes. Wasn't it one of my clients who I just done an order with yesterday, and they happened to be doing their drop-offs for Sobeys, and they said, yeah, just going to drop this off in person, and just wanted to say hi, and everything's going good, and here's your product. Holy mac, it totally tied into my unique selling proposition. So what's uniquely about you? This company, I'm a provider of digital marketing services. He did not have to drop this off. And he could have just dropped it off, rang the doorbell, and left, or just left it there, and he chatted for a while, and he's a man of few words, so I appreciated that he chatted as much as he did. How unique is that? Like, I ordered it and he dropped it off. He didn't have to. And this is just how he is treating somebody he works with. He doesn't necessarily have to be that nice to me. And side note to that, somebody who I've worked with in the past, Michelle Alcorn from R&R Solutions, has often talked about your employees or your contractors being your company's biggest advocates. So if they're happy, the first thing they're going to say is, buy from our company, book at our restaurant, try our new products because I love where I work and I love the people, and because I love them so much and the employee atmosphere is so positive, I know you're going to love this stuff too. So yes, having that dropped off was just very heartwarming, and I appreciated it so much. And how unique is that? That is how he treats his suppliers. And that as part of the messaging when dealing with other potential suppliers or contracts that he has. I know he works internationally with lots of contracts happening in Asia, that these are the pieces that come together to make his brand unique. So segueing into what I wanted to talk about, your unique selling proposition is, when trying to sit down and decide it, whether you've sat down with a marketing consultant or you're just brainstorming, first you should talk to somebody back and forth, because you're going to brainstorm ideas and start talking about the things you do differently. And really, that's where you start. What are the things you do differently than your competition? And what from them would be a unique selling point for what you do? So I offer digital marketing services. It's quite a full landscape out there. So when we're looking at digital marketing services, how do we measure? Do we measure by certifications? Do we measure by memberships? Do we measure by award-winning designs? These are all pieces that can be unique. And with such a competitive landscape, it becomes very, very difficult to differentiate yourself. So what we started doing for our company is, what's different about us? So we started with a different question, is that the two leads, so myself and Zoe, we're project managers and we're paperwork gals, and we love getting in the nitty-gritty of the to-dos. So when you put that into how we want to put our message out there, it's, yes, there are tons of people that can deliver you fantastic digital marketing services. However, if you need that special piece of a project manager, somebody to keep you on task, to remind you of deadlines, to remind you of to-dos, and to think of creative solutions to problems that exist in your organization due to just the way it's laid out or digital adoption issues, then we are the answer to those solutions. So back to your unique selling proposition, a client that I met with 2 weeks ago was trying to define their service to other businesses and how they were unique. And we were brainstorming, talking, they just couldn't nail down why to choose them. And then they stumbled on it. It was 3 sentences. Then they proceeded to tell me how they are going to align themselves with other business services by doing the exact same thing. So I let them continue. When it got to the end, I said, well, that's great, but the Chamber of Commerce offers that, and the Women in Business offers that, and there are tons of private companies that are offering that. But the fact that you're offering this quality knowledge and resource, no frills, so it's like a business brainstorming specific to leaders in the community, that right there is unique. And that right there, I think people would align with, because there's so many people who are like, I don't want to do the paperwork, the emails, the meetings, the teams, the blah, blah, blah. Just get me in front of a bunch of leaders that are at the same peer level as me so I can throw some ideas and challenges I'm having and get their feedback. And that's what he rolled with once he started to think about it. He's like, yeah, because when I look at competitive ones, they're super, super pricey, or they're very, very involved, and there's a lot of commitment for time. And once we expanded that idea out, we really got to the heart of what can be his messaging and what would be the branding and what would be that lead into at least getting people to contact him where he can upsell them on the program and what they can do. So really, really interesting how unique selling point tied into what I wanted to talk about today. So my recommendation, if you're looking to stand out and you just can't nail it, start with what makes you different. What is it that you do differently? And then start massaging on how you can position that to be your unique selling point when you're talking to people, to set you apart from all the other people that might be doing something similar. Good luck and cheers.